Hi, welcome.
It's going to be 2 weeks since our last 3 casts we uploaded.
Yeah, we did those all in one day, and then in like the last episode, we were
did
like,
not.
we were like, we should fool everyone, and
Oh my God.
So, how you doing?
Honestly, I'm pretty good after a gym.
Yeah, that was a good gym sesh.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have Ruth,
Mm-mm.
the old woman. She did not harass us.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. I like a little bit of harassing in the morning.
Yeah, same. I feel like it gets me, up and moving.
Yeah.
So
Nothing inspires me to work harder than an old woman berating me.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, it reminds me of the old country. Whatever that means.
Yeah. I just heard my grandfather say that, and that's why I decided to use it.
So, you've been using AI, right?
Yeah.
And I have this idea now, right? There's also the voice AI that you feed it a bunch of voice lines from a person.
Yeah, can we talk about that? You go ahead, but...
Yeah, I was just going to say we should just do like a AI podcast.
For the podcast? I didn't realize they had something like that for voices. And when I was reading the threads for the Stable Diffusion thing that was leaked recently and then formally put out by them, I stumbled across a My Little Pony thread where they were trying to get AI to be able to create voices for the ponies. Like each voice actor, like whatever pony they would, I guess, act, they would be able to generate artificial line. And I was like, dude, it's not going to be some scientist that improves the world. It's going to be the fucking bronies through AI.
These schlubs on the internet.
Yeah, they're like, we need to create a way to be able to have Twilight Sparkle give me a whole, like, aftercare session before I go to sleep. Twilight Sparkle loves you as you fall asleep gently, and that they're going to be the ones that improve the technology. It's not going to be the guy being paid, the Joe Schmo scientist. It's going to be the bronies that save us all.
Just some dude that like really wants to get off.
Maybe not even get off, dude. Friendship is magic. That's what they're aiming. They're wholesome, dude. I don't believe it.
Yeah, they've never jacked off to the ponies before.
Mm-mm.
So
I've never stumbled across the unsightly. Dude, speaking of unsightly things, I was thinking of a way to prevent people from breaking into my car. Not like for any particular reason. I haven't had anybody break into my car. I thought of this idea and I was like, dude, a great idea to prevent anyone from breaking into your car would be to buy all those antique dolls, like a collection of them, and just keep them in the back. Like, no guy is gonna, or woman, whatever, is gonna break it. Yeah, you never know. Times are hard. That are gonna break into a car and like that sees those dolls, right? They're gonna be like, dude, I'm gonna get hexed if the dolls are gonna like turn their head and shift their eyes as soon as you go in. They start talking to you with a voice module.
You have like sensors on all of them, so like as you pass by, mama,
you have it programmed so that they're really stiff and they shift like birds. Their heads just immediately jerk in quirky fashions. Their eyes blink furiously, but each one is, like, off.
God.
Yeah, then we can use the My Little Pony AI to do the voice for that. That'd be a nightmare. Anybody breaks in your car, they're gonna need therapy. Your insurance for your car is gonna pay out for the robber's therapy.
I think that's happened in the past, honestly.
It has to.
I think someone has broken into a house, got terrified of what they saw, and then the person who broke into the house sued the person that owned the house. I feel like that's happened before.
We gotta read about that, man. That sounds hilarious.
Yeah. They gotta... I mean, imagine, like... But they broke into my house, but you had the poop jar. Like...
You had the weird room that was painted red with the wooden horse and the people in there that consensually or not were in there for some reason screaming. And what did you see? Well, I don't know if I could talk about it. Just draw it with this AI that draws based on your prompts.
They type in like red room, comma.
Is this close to what you saw?
No, it was worse. Comma, worse.
Yeah. Comma, trauma.
Yeah. Trauma causing, yeah.
Image that requires therapy upon viewership.
Ah, damn it. We need more RAM.
Yeah, can somebody get the 3090 in here? Why are we using Denise's 1070? This is taking too long. Are you trying to drag this court system out? You know, we get taxpayer-funded money to make this place run.
The bailiff, bring out the 3090.
Yeah.
He like pushes the computer over, unplugs it, takes everything out. Oh, damn it, I gotta reroute the cables.
Yeah. It's like, did anybody do cable management on this? He's like, oh man, we don't have an HDMI port. We were using VGA for the 1070. It's like, go to your brother's house and get the HDMI TV. We left it there the other day for the pizza party.
Alright, I'll be right back. It takes like 7 hours.
It's like, well, we might as well generate other prompts while we're waiting.
Yeah, put the 1070 back in. I wanna do other prompts.
Yeah. What if we make it a blue room? Kind of gives you a different feel.
Why is that less VRAM? With the blue room. So anyway.
Yeah, anyways, we're just distracting from the main story, I'm sure, of the day, which is, how did your bachelor party go?
It was fine. Yeah, that's all I have to sit on.
You're like, that's it, I'm out.
Yeah, so I guess I can do day by day, if you'd like.
Yeah, actually, why don't you give me the most interesting parts? Come on, cut it up for these people. They don't want to hear the whole thing.
I feel like if I just... All right, here's how I'll do this, right? Yeah. Here's how we'll gauge it.
Yeah, save the drama for the end.
I could, but... All right.
It was day one.
Day one.
Yeah.
No, we went to the casino. Day one. Okay. Casino. Go to the casino. Everybody is like, Sam, you're out of control. You spent $100. Like, I like gambling. I enjoy it, right? And so, like, I went in there with a budget of $100, okay? I blew through it really fast. So, like, you're out of control. I'm like, yes and no.
You budgeted $100.
Yeah.
I think if you went, like, with 1,000 and then what do they expect you to play quarter slots the whole time?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, I mean, like, one of the guys that I was there with, right, every year, well, the last few years, we've done where he plays blackjack, like digital blackjack. And, like, I kind of memorized the chart, the blackjack chart, where, like, if dealer has this and you have this, do this junk, right? So, like, blackjack's really easy.
Yeah. To
just sit there and, like, barely gain any money. So, like, I'll sit there and help him until he has, like, an extra $5. Like, woo! Time to cash out. So, God. Like, everybody there is like, no, I'm not spending a lot of money, whatever. And that's fine. That's more my thing. So, I go in there, I immediately lose $50. Like, just, I sat down at a slot machine, like, $3 bets, and I'm like, let's just make this work, and, like, literally won nothing. Go to a different slot machine, do, like, a $10 one pull, and get all the money back that I just lost. And they're like, oh, you should just cash out now. I'm like, nah, I'm here to lose $100. Mm-hmm. So, go to a different slot machine, lose the rest of it. Pretty much, right? Went out to eat. Good time. Went to Texas Roadhouse, in case you were wondering. Ate some rolls and junk. Good time. Slept. Woke up the next day. Go to the Airbnb. Airbnb is really good. So anyways, we're at the Airbnb. I don't know where I'm going with this because realistically, is it interesting? It could be. If I eventually get to a point that could be interesting, right? So first day we're at the Airbnb. We got a hot tub there, right? Me and my cousin, we're the only two people that would smoke weed. Now, the thing is that I brought like mini blunts and some mini joints as well. The thing about the mini blunts is that they're like high percentage THC, so you get very high. So we go and smoke one of these things, and you can't really like store it anywhere because it didn't come in a tube. So smoke that, and then like try to like communicate with like sober people. It was interesting, you know.
Yeah.
My cousin was like dancing for like a really long time, like I want to say like hours. He was grooving because we were playing music. It's a good time, you know. I was freaking out a little bit just because I was like, we're in this weird place and all this other junk, but ended up being fine. Went rock climbing the next day. That was awesome. Rock climbing is really cool. Whoever's into rock climbing, I mean, like, I get it now. I understand.
I'm there with you guys.
Yeah. I climbed up rocks. Felt really cool.
First I was high mentally, now I'm high physically.
Yes. But then, after rock climbing, went to a restaurant, drank, which I have to show you a photo of. You ever hear of, like, smoking liquor? Like,
is it, like, just liquor that smokes, or do you actually smoke it?
Well, you don't really smoke it. So what they do is they, like, catch some, like, oak or, like, cherry or whatever on fire. They catch that on fire. They put it in a bottle, and then they pour the drink in there. Mm. So while you're taking a sip of it, it's like, you get, like, the aroma of the smoke and, like, the taste of the drink. It tastes really good. I was actually surprised. So I will now show you the photo.
Yeah, you got to put this in our thumbnail.
Here you go. So I was just drinking out of that bottle, like literally just that. Wow. They hand you that and it has a bunch of smoke in it.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. You know, we went to that was the speakeasy. Mm-hmm. Went back, smoked more weed. That's the important part. Now, this time though, we're in a hot tub that they have, and we smoked while in the hot tub. Now, the joints I got are very high THC. They have, for people who actually do drugs, weed in particular, it has weed in it, has weed THC crystals in it, which is like really potent. And then the wrapper's coated in wax, which is more weed. And then it has keef around that, which is more weed.
Oh my God.
So it's a lot. It's very... Yeah, we only did one of these.
You were like, I'm going to go to space. That's what I'm doing.
That's what happened. Party. So it was raining that day. So we're sitting, the hot tub's under an overhang, looking out into the woods. So we smoke it, and then my cousin's like, you got to see this. And so... I align myself with his point of view, and I look out into the beautiful woods with the rain, and I look out, I'm like, man, we're just a bunch of monkeys, aren't we? We're just enjoying life, man. So, you know, we enjoyed life. Sat there, and like, it was a really cool moment of just, you know, hanging out, staring out into the woods. It was a beautiful time. You know, we had a lot of conversations and junk like that. I was happy that, like, there was no arguments, no anything, really, to report. Everybody actually had a good time. Mm-hmm. So we'll probably end up doing it again.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like, yeah, you and your cousin had a real good time.
Oh, yeah. Everybody that was there did, yeah. You know, everybody else stuck to liqueur and alcohol. So
they weren't totally sober. They were still doing stuff. Oh, yeah. Did you guys play games and stuff, too?
Yeah, so we played Codenames. Okay. Was the first game. You played it before?
Yeah, I've seen it. I haven't played it myself.
Oh, okay. It's kind of a simple, it's, you know, simple. Like, obviously, me and my cousin are, like, blasted. Everyone else is drinking, so, like...
They're blasted, too.
Believe it or not, I think, because, like, there's someone that has to... let me just describe the game really quick so I can tell you how good I did. So, like... one person is calling out these... We have cards in front of us, right? Like a grid. And so I need to describe things that are on the grid without saying the words, because they're just words on the grid. And then it's up to the other two people on my team to say what I'm trying to tell them. So, like, let's just say one of the cards I need to hit is watermelon. I would be like, one word, fruit, right? And then they would, like, look around the board, see if there's any other fruit, be like, oh, it's probably watermelon. Then they would guess watermelon, and I would say yes, right? So I was so good. I was like 3 words, which means that they can guess 3 different things and then give them like a really generic thing and they would get it every time. So
wow.
I was pretty much a god.
Yeah. Actually, sorry, now that you say this, I have actually played that game quite a bit. It's been a while since I looked at it, though. I just forgot the name.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a fun, fun game.
It's probably even more entertaining when you're not sober.
Exactly, yeah. The other team, that wasn't my team, sucked.
Yeah. Terrible.
I'm calling them out.
They physically couldn't even make their brain connect all the dots like I can. I have a dictionary I can unlock when I have enough THC crystals inside me.
Talking about the crystals and the spiral energy. Yeah. It's a different kind of crystal, but same thing.
Yeah, as soon as I put the obsidian stone in my pocket, boy, you better watch out. It's like, what are you doing, bro? I was like, dude, I'm charging. It's like, why do you keep winding that copper wire around your finger, dude? Because like, don't worry about it.
I'm going to space.
Yeah. I read this in a book.
During this trip, I brought a keg of Oberon. If you know what Oberon is, it's a wheat beer. I brought it. Well, sorry, not a real keg, a mini keg. So it was about a quarter of a real keg.
Wow, you prepared for this, dude.
Yeah,
you were like, nobody's gonna be physically sober while we're here.
Yeah, so like nobody but me was drinking it. So I was like high and like just like like I was like having like a couple beers every night. Luckily, we did like physical activity every day. So like even when we did the casino, we were at a hotel. Mm-hmm. In the morning we like went and worked out. You know what I mean? So it's like I deserve a few beers.
Yeah, you worked hard, you play hard, you work hard. That's what it was.
Yeah. So the next day we went to some dunes. We went climbed them. Went all the way to the lake. It was like intense.
Yeah, fell down them. Rolled on them.
Yeah, this is where I have the picture, which I now call Alpha Male Sam.
Okay.
Which I will now show you, so that way you can.
That's amazing, dude. Holy shit, dude.
I asserted my dominance while climbing the dunes.
Oh my god.
Looking like a Chad.
Anybody that looked up would have been like, wow.
Is that Sasquatch?
Yeah. Who's that masculine man emitting the organ energy over here?
Yeah, so, we climbed those dunes. On the way there, I was fine. On the way back, I was struggling. Mm-hmm. I've done this, like, several times. It's 2 miles one way, so 4 miles total.
Yeah.
But, like, walking up this loose sand there and back is just, like...
From alpha male to beta male, dude.
Exactly.
We gotta go crawl up there. That's what we're gonna do. Once a month, you and I, we're gonna go
once
crawl.
Once a month.
You're gonna find a day where you don't do workouts for like a week.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go there and we're just gonna crawl the whole dude.
Jesus. Well, there was a guy that stole a rock from the lake. Carried it all the way back to his car, that's just 4 miles. Well,
dude,
2 miles.
We can do that.
Yeah, just carry a boulder.
Goodness. Yeah, then after the first month, we'll be able to bring the boulder there and then back. But for the first month, it's just bring the boulder from the lake back.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to do this, man.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So, and then that night we did obviously more weed.
Yeah.
We were very high every night.
Yeah, you were basically just out every night.
Yeah, and then we played Mario Party.
Okay.
The classic. I brought the Wii up. I won because I'm a god.
Yeah, of course.
Then we played Mario Kart, which I'm also a god, and won every single time but once on Baby Park.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Baby Park, if you beat someone on Baby Park, you can't feel good about that.
Yeah, they give you like 20 laps, don't they?
It's 7 laps, and because it's just one turn, you don't even have to think, right? Yeah. You just get lucky with items, you win. So, lost on Baby Park, no big deal.
Yeah, it's a no-skilled level. It doesn't matter, bro.
Yeah.
Even with the 800 IQ increase from the marijuana influences, it's whatever. A galaxy brain is just all lock us in this.
The thing is, I had weed, and then I had, like, 3 beers. And I was still winning. I was indestructible.
Wow.
So yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, and then Monday we kind of just packed up, cleaned up, hung out, played more Mario Kart, won some more, and then drove home.
Wow, dude.
I know. It wasn't as eventful as I thought it would be, but very relaxing.
Yeah, it sounds like overall, it was a way to vent.
Yeah, and then on the way back, I started feeling sick, thinking it was just a hangover. Wasn't. It was COVID. So, out of 6 guys, 3 of us got sick. And
they're all vaxxed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go, bro. If you weren't vaxxed, it would have been fine. What the fuck is the point of the vax if everybody goes there and gets fucking COVID anyway?
I mean, 3 of the people were vaxxed and also didn't get sick. So...
Or 50-50.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that
useless.
That sucked for because I had it for about a week.
Yeah, you were cabin fever.
Yeah, I was
getting
stuck
crazy
in home,
cleaning your room.
Yeah, I have an office that I tore apart, cleaned, and put back together, and then I did the living room, and then I did the kitchen, so everything's clean now. But it just went stir crazy from that point on.
Yeah, and now you're under the affliction of permacough as well, right? That's what you told me.
Yeah. So at work yesterday, I was talking to people, and all of a sudden, I just was like, I have to cough. Whatever it is has to come out. So, just started coughing randomly. I drank a bunch of water, sat there, and did nothing for a while, and that was fine.
So. Have you considered the fungus cleanse? No.
Yeah, how's that going?
Yeah, so every day I take the morning amount of NAC, oregano oil in gelatin capsules, and I take the black seed oil, and I'm left with a pretty consistent dull headache. That's about it. So is it working? I don't know. I'm not taking the nightly dose, so I'll tell you, I'm going to start the nightly thing next week, which is basically almost it'd be 1.5 the amount by then of the dose, and then we'll see. Maybe my brain will explode and I can see in different dimensions.
How long have you been doing that?
Yeah, so I've just been doing the NAC alone for a couple weeks now, maybe 3 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks. And I've been taking 1,000 milligrams in the morning. Mm-hmm. And that has had some interesting effects. I mentioned the previous couple podcasts where sometimes it feels like...
You glimpse.
Of I don't know what to call it, man. Either a glimpse of euphoria for a brief second and a clear head. I don't know. It's weird, for sure. It doesn't feel painful. It just feels strange. And kind of good, but kind of not. It's really hard for me to... I'm in the Goldilocks zone for it. I don't know. It's both good and bad. It's really weird. But yeah, the black seed oil does make your breath smell pretty good, so that has the added benefit. Other than that, I can't tell if anything is particularly changing. I do feel like I can think a little bit more clearly, but, it could just be anything. I have been pretty low on sugar recently. I don't take any other than... the carbs of oats and stuff like that.
Yeah. But... So, I wanted to ask you this.
Yeah.
Your opinion, I guess. For breakfast, right? I think that cookies and banana bread and stuff for breakfast is okay. It's better to have it at the beginning of the day than at the end of the day. Thoughts?
Okay, that's interesting, because one of the weird books I got from the Goodwill place, it was
as if, no one knows what the Goodwill is.
Yeah, one of I got this weird book called, How to Lose Weight with, an Oriental Diet in 7 days, and he's the only one I've seen that brought up this interesting concept, so it might be totally wrong, but... The concept was that if you don't feel hungry in the morning, it's because your blood sugar is low and you need to have some sort of sugar to eat stuff. But then everything else I read currently says that you should basically try to, life is about not spiking your blood sugar as much as possible. So anything you can do to reduce spiking blood sugar will make you feel better in the long term. Uh-huh. So, I'm not sure. As far as having that sort of stuff in the morning as opposed to later. I definitely think in the morning, when you have a whole day ahead of you to work off some of the stuff rather than just, at night where you're just going to be sedentary anyways and fall asleep. Yeah. It's probably going to store rather than be used as energy, which I think would be in the morning. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, you don't, I also, if I have cookies or any kind of banana bread, zucchini bread, whatever at night.
Yeah.
I feel like garbage. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, I just won't sleep well because I just ate a bunch of sugar.
Yeah, honestly, why don't you, while I'm doing the fungus thing with the knack, why don't you try the morning sugar routine, okay?
I have been.
You're going to do, like, 5 Chips Ahoy, then you're going to do, it's going to be a dose of 5 Chips Ahoy chewy cookies with all the preservatives, the things to make them consistently plasticky and mushy.
Yep.
Then you're going to get a whole glass of milk. Okay, but it's not going to be soy milk. It's going to be real milk. So find yourself some real milk. Yeah, and then you need to... you got to power down 3 pixie sticks. And then you got to do one of those lime tequila shots. And then you start your day. Tell me how that goes.
Start your day
You got to hit your liver, your kidneys, all of it.
Everything start working.
Yeah. Wake up! Power me through this. Yeah, and then you can top it out with an energy drink if you feel the energy leaving you.
So my fiance thinks it's weird that I eat. Like if she makes cookies or whatever, I will wait to eat them for breakfast, usually.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably kind of weird, but I do think if you're going to eat sugar at all, it probably should be in the morning. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
I've been doing this, like, my parents have done this. So I just assumed it was normal to eat, like, banana bread or zucchini bread for breakfast. Mm. Because, like, just a big, either, like, chocolatey or sugary, whatever, bread.
Yeah.
So it's filling, and it gives you, like, a nice little energy boost in the morning, so.
You know what? Maybe you got to start having zucchini bread every day for the next year, and then you let me know.
I'm ready.
If it's working.
It's delicious.
Zucchini bread protocol.
Yeah, I'll do my type up.
Yeah, you can post it on 4chan after.
Yeah, and then guys, you'll be like...
Yeah, you won't believe what I saw. I take 3 caffeine pills a day alongside my slice of mandatory zucchini bread.
Mandatory.
Yeah.
Here's my zucchini bread recipe.
It's like, I just did a blood test the other day, and comparing my blood test from my monthly blood test, it seems like my blood sugar level is rising.
Why?
Yeah.
It must be something I'm eating.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
For dinner, I had an extra slice of toast.
Oh my god.
So, but yeah, no, I just, I just was curious what your thoughts on breakfast.
Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know, man. My current ideology is little sugar as possible, but if it works for you, I think everybody's different, so.
Yeah. I mean, like, no sugar works pretty well. The issue is that I drink, like, pre-workout, which is probably another issue. Yeah. The BCAAs.
You've mentioned quite a bit about that potentially being a problem. Maybe you just gotta go cold turkey. Deal with the withdrawal of lacking.
I don't think I don't think I'll go through a withdrawal necessarily. But it's like, it's a nice, like, sharpness, like, more focusing alertness that you get from drinking it. But I'm wondering if there's, like, other side effects. It's not like I have it every day, but just something I'm curious about.
We gotta get you the liver cleanse. That's what you're gonna do next.
Eat nothing.
Yeah.
But, like,
no alcohol, water, liver cleanse. Yeah. We're gonna see how you feel.
See, no alcohol, that would be easy.
You think so?
Yeah.
For you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
That'd be fine. I mean, like, I got the trip to Iceland. I'd probably want to drink then, but, I mean, like...
Yeah. You think you could do it after the trip without any problem?
Yeah, I mean, I've gone probably like a month without drinking and junk. Like, the only time that I really drink is, like, socially, so.
I feel like that's when most people eat bad. We talked about this on the last podcast. Yeah. Like, most of the time...
Go eat pizza at a friend's house.
Like, oh, boys, let's get together and eat shit. Dude, I love eating shit, bro. Dude, can you just whip me up another plate of shit? God, I love fucking my body up when I hang out with you fucking people.
Come on, let's eat baked dough with grease on it.
Dude, give me the vegetable oils, dude. Nothing makes me feel better than polyunsaturated fats.
Oh, dude, I did have, while on Bachelor Party, we had the best damn pizza.
Did you?
It's weird, though. I actually ate good and exercised a ton.
There you go.
Like, I had a salad twice.
Maybe it was the relaxed mindset. You know, I think some of these things have diminishing returns. Mm-hmm. Like, you can eat really good, but if you're stressed out all the time, then it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
So you got to balance your life in the best way possible.
Well, I think most people want to eat well, but because we have a lot of, like, random stress junk in our lives, we are forced to eat at the Yellow Arches.
Yeah, speaking of which,
such as places.
A long time ago, when your and my relationship was predominantly taking place in our friend's basement, you had gifted me a copy of the Unabomber Manifesto for some reason. And
just thought you'd like it.
Honestly, I do really like it. So you definitely knew your target very well.
Yeah, I got it.
I don't remember if I read the whole thing when I got it back then, but I just reread it recently, and you know he's kind of.
He's got some points.
Yeah, you know, he's pretty right about some of this stuff. You know, some of the things to mention just offhandedly. You were talking about just then of like we're forced to eat at the Yellow Arches. I mean, don't get me wrong. I believe everybody's got their own autonomy that they got to figure out how to make choices for themselves and manifest their destiny. But I do think a lot of the problems in society do relate to, you know, the fact that, you know, the Industrial Revolution, like he talks about. But I thought it was interesting. He talks about this power process, and he says all humans need to struggle through the power process to have some sort of like form of autonomy. And he says that the power process can be divided into like three things. The first one is that there are goals that are really easy to achieve and require no effort. The second is goals that require a lot of effort but can be achieved. And the third category is things that can't be achieved no matter how much effort you expend on it. And he said that the reason a lot of people suffer from like frustration and stuff and have like no sense of autonomy and have a lot of strife and things in their life is because most of the power process falls under that you get a lot of stuff for no effort, or it's either camp 1 or camp 3, where no matter how much effort you put in, you'll never be able to achieve certain goals.
Yeah.
And it talks a lot about even just common human nature things of like people that are rich and have everything like often become depressed and stuff like that, and then they turn to like debauchery or whatever, debauchery and different other things, and like whatever. That sort of thing. And I thought that was pretty interesting as well.
Yeah.
So I'd say he's pretty right on that. Where I think he's wrong, you know, is he's a little bit before his time. You know, rather than sending bombs in the mail, you know, if he just waited 20 years till YouTube came out, he could have just been the guy that made those videos of smashing iPhones and everybody would have saw his fucking manifesto.
Yeah.
He could have literally, like, he talks about, like, technology and all this stuff being bad, which... You know, he's got points. I don't think he's wrong in a lot of it. But I would say that sending bombs, you know, if he just literally waited till YouTube and was like, smashing stupid iPhone 13 with a bit of my manifesto at the end of the video.
Yeah,
everybody
just reads like a chapter.
Yeah, he would have reached millions, bro. Easy. He's like, I hate technology. Like, dude, here you go. This is your you could literally make money doing this, just smashing technology.
Wait a second. He hates technology. Would he even want a YouTube channel?
You know, that's it. I think that there's we have to go back to the necessary evil, right? It's the necessary evil to get your message out there, which is essentially what he used to justify the bombs, right? He sent bombs in the mail to people who, you know, he thought were epitomizing that, like, antitheticalness of his argument, right? Like people that were enemies or to him or were proponents of the industrial complex, those things.
Well, so this has been something that I've been thinking about recently. For whatever reason, it's just been in my head. Like, I really think that 99% of people just want to be happy, mm-hmm. and so they strive for happiness and like just a way of life, just to like be like, you know what? I'm living, everything's good, and, like, I have a little bit of struggle, but it's, like, the right amount, you know, like, where I still need to work and junk like that, but I'll be able to retire and I have like a good family and junk like that. People strive for that 99.99% of the time. What happens sometimes is that people do too good, they succeed too much, and then they like kind of lose sight of like, okay, I'm happy and I don't really have to even think anymore, but I want to think, I want to do something. I want more power and junk like that. And so that corrupts them into becoming like a villain, essentially, to where now, rather than them wanting to strive for just happiness, they're like, no, domination. You know?
Yeah, and, you know, he mentions that too, like the struggle for power and autonomy, and how when you're not preoccupied with like autonomously providing for yourself, when you're not self-sufficient in those ways, it does lead to the corruptibility. Or he talks about like surrogate activities, where if you're not focused on doing things for your life, or if the system provides for you so many easy access to like food, water, shelter, then you have to have a surrogate activity of like being hyper vigilant and autistic about like doing some really niche thing in science, and that's what you focus all your energy and time into. Or like getting really good at marine biology, even though it doesn't really benefit the survival of your life. I mean, not to say that it can't, but it's just, you know, it's good
to have those people. At the same time, it's also like
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting that you mentioned happiness, because I do think that we're propagandized to seek happiness, and I think that's incorrect. It wasn't until I read a book called like Hacking the American Mind that he sort of differentiates between happiness and contentment. And he associates happiness with dopamine and contentment with serotonin. And when you put it in the perspective of those chemicals in the brain, it becomes really interesting, because when you're constantly chasing happiness, then it's all focused on like the instant gratification, the things that come really quick. And if you, and the best part about it is, or maybe the worst part, depending on how you feel about it, is the more dopamine you have, the less serotonin you have, the less contentment. And the more serotonin you have, then the less, I mean, they're like a push and pull.
Yeah.
And so when you focus so much on like instant gratification and happiness, you never end up feeling happy like overall, because your contentment is low. Like your long-term fulfillment in doing things is wrong. And when people focus on that, then...
Yeah. Well, so then that becomes more of an issue of like defining it, right? Because the way that I would describe my own happiness is that I'm happy that I woke up this morning and I had like my fiance there. We're getting married in a few weeks. You know what I mean? Like I've been thinking about that kind of stuff, and I've been like just happy from that. I don't know if that's not necessarily dopamine, I would say.
No, I would say that's more. I would say that's more serotonin, right? I mean, you have a life you're building together. You have a house. You've been planning a wedding for a while. The payoff is going to be eventually.
But I would never say that is contentment. You know what I mean? I'm not. I've been striving for these things so that way I can, you know, I wasn't even really looking at it as like a thing where it's like, it is going to make me happy, but this is something that I want to do in my life. You know, this is a person I want to spend my life with, so I
think it falls under serotonin for the fact that it is like a delayed gratification. I mean, you've had to put in work to get to this point. You've had to struggle, continuously fail. And I mean, the only dopamine you're going to get is at, I don't know, the specific moments of something.
Yeah. I mean, like, maybe at the reception when I'm drunk or something.
When there's like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like,
when you're drinking yourself to a stupor.
Yeah.
That's the dopamine. But all the work you did up until that point, I would say, is the serotonin.
Yeah. I will say, though, I think everybody, we know this. Everybody's different, right?
Yeah.
So what someone calls happiness could be different from someone else's.
Yeah,
happiness.
and then obviously there's also the aspect of the nature versus nurture argument of not only how you were raised affects how you view dopamine and serotonin, but also the nature of your biology. I mean, some people could just be deficient in dopamine. Some people could have too much, which is where, like, if you have too much dopamine, that's, I believe, where schizophrenia comes from. And so they try to dull your dopamine based on that. I think it's high dopamine is what leads to schizophrenia or something. But then there's also, you're dealing with everything. I mean, certain people are going to be predisposed to enjoying alcohol more, which is where you have like those family lines of alcoholics and drug users and things like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's just that these people found a way to regulate their body to make it where they feel good in quotation marks about like what they're living, I guess. What's happening in their reality, you know. So, you know,
on this podcast, we don't have answers for everyone, but you'd have a great start, potentially, by figuring out everything in moderation except moderation.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, like, I think the best way to, like, find out how to make yourself, like, the happiest or whatever is to kind of just reset. Don't, you know, if you just don't really intake anything, including, like, just, you know, phone stuff and, like, all that, you know, I feel like by going out into the woods, I feel my most happiest just existing and being like, wow, everything around me is so cool. Humans are so interesting. And me thinking about that just makes me happy. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. And it might be a field that I have to go into more at some point in my life in order to, like, continue whatever. Whatever. Address my interests.
Yeah.
You know? That's a good
improve your self-development of, you know, all the things that you're looking into and feeling them out.
Yeah. I got to do that at some point, probably.
You got to go sit in a field.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
It's like pouring to my ears.
No, I mean, like, dude, okay, to go to bed. Now, I think maybe I've told you this.
Yeah, you've been listening to our podcast, Go to Bed. I know.
No. I think about going back to the cabin in the winter and how quiet it is. I'm like, yeah, that's where I want to be.
Yeah, dude, we're going to spend a month up there. I want to do a podcast every day.
We're just like
30 days of
giant
podcasts.
beards. Like, we saw a bird, saw a cardinal out there.
You're going to love this.
Start talking with a Western accent. It just happens.
Yeah, come back. Girlfriends are like, my girlfriend's like, what the fuck?
Howdy, pard.
Yeah. I've been cutting wood for weeks up here. You won't believe the thing I seen.
We fought off wolves. We fought off bears.
You haven't been a man till you fought off a bear with your hands. It's not even south, it's north of here. Where did the accent come from?
But, you know, I think about that and I'm like, damn, that's what I want life to be almost. Like
a cabin, dude.
It's
mail-in bombs in the mail, I get it. I feel you. Every day I go to bed and I'm like, if I can only sleep soundly if I wake up tomorrow and start building the clocks.
God. But, you know, yeah. So anyways, pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, pursuit of happiness. You know, turn off your phone, go outside. That's basically what we're telling you.
Yeah.
Don't do this shit.
No, what we're doing is counterproductive. I mean, I don't think, like, we're just talking.
Yeah, no, I just...
Yeah.
You gotta hang out with people, right? You gotta go touch grass. You gotta go touch people.
I do think socializing is important.
Yeah. That's one of the aspects of serotonin is socializing. So
yeah. I mean, like, I know, for me personally, after the bachelor party, I was done with people for, like, a week. Yeah. So it was perfect that I had COVID.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see anybody anyway.
Yeah, COVID was like, dude, get everyone out of here.
Yeah, I was recharging the social battery after that. But, like, I know, like, my fiance, she probably could hang out with people every weekend and have a better life for it. Like, you know, she, like, she's an extrovert.
I was gonna say, she's that much of a socialite, dude?
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's probably true up to a point, right? She probably could up until a certain point where she'd just be like, nah.
Well, you just have to clean your cave more often so that when she has her parties every week, tea club or whatever, and then...
honestly, she could do with a tea club.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, like, honestly, if you had, like, a group of people... Like, we get together every week, right?
Yeah.
So, like, this is socialness,
mm-hmm.
but it's, you know, I would say it's just a good amount, you know?
Yeah. I used to do a tea club, which was pretty fun.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see the value of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm I don't know. It's difficult for me to characterize myself as either introvert or extrovert because, frankly, I go between them so often that it doesn't.
Yeah, whenever I'm in a social situation, I'm extroverted, but I'm exhausted afterwards. Mm. So that's where I'm like, I'm probably introverted. Yeah. You know, so.
I'm just like, man, I want to talk to people, but I also want to sit in front of my computer and generate like thousands of images of Jesus walking in fucking dystopian landscapes. It's like, dude, I could talk to you, or I could try to refine this prompt to be able to get Jesus in like the most dystopian landscape ever. I mean, you're interesting, but this AI here...
I'm going to replace everything with this.
Yeah, I've never been interested in learning art history just to be able to get names to put into this prompt generator. So right now, you talking to me, unless you have art history names of famous artists, I don't care. I mean, your life is insignificant to me.
If you talk to me, I will type it into the prompt machine, then you can leave.
In fact, the only reason I want you here is to give me a collection of nouns that I can add to this prompt to make the output more interesting. If you're not going to give me a set of nouns beyond the first 100 that immediately come into your head, you're useless to me. Do you have a complex understanding of symbols used throughout history that I can input into this prompt? No, leave.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Just close the door.
Yeah. I have to wait 30 seconds for the thing to generate each time. And it's just like, well, what are you going to do in the downtime? Like, I'm going to watch it. What do you think I'm going to do?
You ever watch a loading bar?
Yeah. I'm going to sit here and think about the next prompt. That's what I'm going to do. Get out of here. Wasting my time.
Dude, oh, damn it. No! I just lost it. I lost the thought. It's gone.
Fucking thoughts, man. Gone.
I know. They're here and they're gone.
Yeah.
The thoughts.
Yeah.
How come people don't use that word anymore? Like a thought? That hoe over there?
I don't know. I see it sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't see it ever. Like, I've seen swag more than thought.
I don't see swag at all.
Yeah, I see swag really quick. I'll just show you another image of myself.
Yeah? You have a swag image of yourself? Something you characterize as swag? Wow, you look gone, bro.
Yeah, I was very gone in that photo, but if you look at the shirt...
I see it, yeah.
Close attention to...
Yeah,
it's beautiful. Yeah. It does say swag on it.
Wow.
And then underneath that, it's swag with, it's an anagram or whatever.
Yeah.
So, swag, smoke weed and game.
Oh.
Yeah. And then it has Peter Griffin and Mickey Mouse smoking weed.
I've never heard of swag as an acronym.
I don't
for that, but
yeah,
that's pretty.
I didn't know that it was.
You committed.
I did
to the aesthetic.
I
love how you just look high, right?
Yeah,
and in your eyes, your like eyebrows relax. You don't look like you're looking at people. You look as if you're looking through them.
I'm like trying to predict like some like weird trigonometry.
Yeah.
Something's going on in my head where I'm like, gotta think
but you're
about...
too high to comprehend any of it. So it's just a bunch of alphanumeric characters flashing really quickly in your mind. And it's all completely nonsensical and useless. But it makes you feel smart.
Yeah.
You start writing them down. You just wrote out the alphabet.
I swear to God, the next thing that I said after this image was taken was, we're all monkeys, man.
Dude, you realize that we're just monkeys, bro?
We're sitting here, we're like banging on pots and stuff, man. Yeah. So, I just...
Yeah. Getting high every day.
Yeah, and the Bachelor Party was... It
was good.
Me and my cousin were both like, because we both don't smoke that much. And like, he's just like, I don't normally do this. I'm like, I don't either. He's like, it was nice to have like a bender, but at the same time, I haven't done anything since then. So what? It's been like a week, 2 weeks. I don't know, a week or two.
Yeah, it's been like a week.
Yeah. Since I left, yeah. So I mean, like, is cool. So be a drug addict.
What else is on your mind, dude?
What else is on my mind? I've just been thinking about monkeys.
Yeah.
Been thinking about people, how like happy I am that people exist. This is a weird thing that I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
I'm happy that people exist. That some dude in like the 80s created some like really cool music, recorded them onto a piece of plastic to sell to other people, and then in the future people took that piece of plastic, put it onto a different device that put that into digital code, so that way it can be burned onto a disc, and then from there that digital disc was then put onto the internet, essentially, where you could pay for it or not, and just listen to this person's coked out song that they made that's really good. Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, sometimes I think about smashing computers. No.
Sometimes I think about mailing bombs.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been looking up how to build bombs recently. I noticed you can get chemistry kits on Amazon for like less than $90.
Wow.
But I think I could just go to the fucking Goodwill store and get a bunch of beakers and glass
containers.
You
love the
Goodwill. Dude, Goodwill is the shit. Not only are books 50 cents, which where would I find such classics as Cultivating Your Celestial Being and 2006 diary calendar with Gandhi pasted on the cover.
Do you want to talk about a TV show that I'm recently...
No, I think we should skip that.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to briefly go through it. I don't know.
I think you'd be really interested in this.
Okay. I don't watch like any TV, but
I know,
you can try to sell it to me.
I think you'd like the concept of it.
Okay,
have you ever heard of Nathan For You?
Yeah, I've watched a lot of that, actually.
So he made a new show. Do you know about the new show at
No,
all?
I don't.
Okay. It's called The Rehearsal.
Okay.
Nathan... basically, I'll just tell you the first episode, like the first part of the first episode.
Yeah, give me the prompt.
So basically, he goes to this guy's house. He puts a Craigslist ad out, okay, that says TV opportunity, and all they have to do is tell him about like an issue that whoever is trying to figure out, and it can be something really simple. So for the first episode, this guy has an issue where he lied about his master's degree. Okay, he lied to all of his friends that he's in trivia club with, okay? And it's now becoming an issue because people are sending him potential jobs that require a master's degree, but he can't sign up to those jobs because he doesn't have a master's degree. Now, Nathan comes in, okay? He knocks on this guy's his door, comes in, like makes a few jokes, like goes like, oh, what is this door, whatever. He points out all these things that are in his house. Then he sits down and he's like talking to him, and he's like, so like this is going really well. And then the other guy goes like, yeah, it's going pretty well. And then Nathan goes like, so the reason why it's gone so well is because I have rehearsed this hundreds of times with an actor and with people with a 100% remake of your apartment, okay? And then they go to the part where they literally built a set of this guy's apartment. They had people come in like weeks prior and like scan his like house, saying that they were part of the gas company and that he might have a gas leak. So like they're like scanning the walls of his house. They got the names of all the books that he has and stuff. He has a joke in there where he's like, I forget the book title, but he's like, How to Please Women and Have a Good Time. He's like, I think we're going to be having a good time. He practiced the joke with the actor. So like you go back to the actor and he like walks in and he practices his handshake, practices the joke that he says when he comes in the house. It's insane. It's insanity that he went through all the effort of doing this just to like introduce himself to this guy so that way he can bring this guy and help him with his issue of not being able to tell his friends that he doesn't have a master's degree.
Wow.
So then they basically set up a date with like one of the friends to like break it to them, right? Okay. And so what they do is they set up a date, they set up the place. Nathan goes in, scans the entire bar, okay? Gets everything down to like the like most intricate detail. Like they have a painting inside this bar that's tilted slightly on purpose. They rebuild this entire bar inside and out. They have all the same like art pieces, all the same like bar stools. They have the same bar stools with the same rips in them. Like like you could look at that. Obviously it's on video. You look at that in the video. You look at that from like the video that they have from in the real bar, and they're like, it's the same damn chair. Same exact thing. They go into this bar and Nathan's like, all right, so I hired an actor to play your friend. And we had the actor go and like interview your friend about like some bird watching thing because she writes blogs. So like they were gonna like do a collaboration. I was watching this and I'm like, how? I know that this can't be. There's no way this can be all real, but I think it is. Like, it's so. It breaks reality almost.
Yeah, it's like it does in a way. It's almost as if they're breaking the fourth wall, but they're just putting in so much autistic effort into making it as realistic as possible.
Yep.
For nothing. I mean, for really nothing.
Well, this way he has a complete simulation.
Yeah.
Where they can discuss, you know... Like,
I mean, it's all useless, but...
passive conversation.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, this guy just needs to... this guy needs to read Marcus Aurelius and just be honest.
But he's not.
No, he's not. They're like, we're gonna help you lie.
Yeah, he's gonna come clean. So we're gonna help you tell the truth eventually.
Okay.
But like, just the insanity of creating two sets: one of this guy's apartment, one of this bar, and it looks perfect.
That is really funny.
You know,
I mean, the amount of manpower and effort for something literally borderline useless is really entertaining.
So yeah, no, that show is pretty cool.
That does sound like up my alley.
Yeah.
Same with the pharmacopoeia thing.
Yeah. You still haven't gotten to pharmacopoeia.
You know, I tried downloading it, but it didn't
It's on
work.
YouTube for free.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'll just. I tried looking on there, and for some reason, I don't know.
Oh, there's like playlists. Maybe there's not like all. I don't know. I've seen all the episodes. I feel like. And I watched them all on YouTube, so maybe they took them down at some point.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I remember having trouble finding it the first time. But...
Gotcha. So, you know, I just thought that was an interesting little tidbit show there. You know.
No, that does sound hilarious. I really did like Nathan For You. It was very funny. Mm-hmm. He was super awkward. It was both unbearable and hilarious.
That's why he had to practice meeting the guy.
Yeah.
With an actor.
I mean, it really just comes down to... If you got enough manpower and like a dumb enough idea, and anything's budget, possible. Yeah, I mean, realistically, if you dream it up, it'll happen.
Yeah, dream it, think it, do it.
Yeah, dream it, think it, do it. That's what it is. Wow, what a dream! I bet he just sat there with 20 people in a room around a table with a whiteboard. Thinking, what's the worst idea we can come up with that might be hilarious?
How could we break reality?
Yeah. What would be just a waste of money?
Yeah.
Let's just recreate these people's houses for this one bit.
The thing I liked about like Nathan For You is that it's just like cringe incarnate. Just because he's very awkward. So it's like you're watching like... Yeah.
I have had my fill of simulating cringe content, just to be able to grit my teeth and work out my jaw. Yeah.
Oof! No, stop. So, but yeah, what else? What's been going on with you? What, you know? Oh, you have a list.
I do have a list.
Well, wait a second. You know, you used the restroom before.
Yeah, you want to use it now?
Yeah, so I'll just let you begin. Like, pretend like I'm still here.
Yeah, okay.
But, like, just, you know, like, just keep talking.
Yeah, so we're going to ponder while he's gone. Yeah, I don't know why I locked it, I guess. We're going to get secret in here, dude. All right, so in the intermission, while Sam is doing his thing, we're going to talk about whether or not... This is something that's really, it's come to my attention, and I wanted to think about it for a while. And I don't know if I have an aversion to technology in some way, if I'm like a Luddite or something, but my girlfriend had suggested getting a soap dispenser for the office that was automatic. And there's something that really bothers me about that. And I was thinking about the philosophy of the soap dispenser that is automatic, okay? I mean, most of them, they're battery powered. They're not rechargeable. And if they are electric, I mean, I'm sure you can get them with cords too, although that seems kind of a hazard in waiting to have a cord next to a sink that dispenses soap. I like the reusability of that sort of feature. But the philosophy behind it, besides just having to have the patience of both waiting for it assuming it's motion censored, you have to wait for it to dispense the soap. I just don't. I'm wondering if that's delayed gratification. Is that a positive thing to have an electric device that uses, all this power just to be able to have the delayed gratification of the soap dispenser automatically dispensing soap? Or would it be more? I mean, I hate having to wait. I hate having the motion sensor there. I much prefer to pick up the plastic bottle and squirt the soap into my hand, but that could just be instant gratification. I don't know.
I think that the electric one is useless because you have to put batteries in it, and it's an extra step for no reason.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Every time it gets suggested to have that sort of thing, I just hate it.
Yeah.
I don't like waiting for it. I don't like the idea of having more battery. It just feels like a waste.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, between evils, should I just waste the plastic bottle? I mean, we refill the plastic bottle the same way that you would refill the soap dispenser, but it's quicker and it doesn't cost batteries. Oh, and as well, I mentioned while you were gone, if it does have a cord, why would you want a cord next to a sink? That seems like a stupid idea.
Well, now you got to run it like all the way through the back of the sink and just like...
Or like, it's just an extra hazard. Like if the cord gets frayed or something, then there's water next to the sink.
It's gonna short out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what if you're in the bathtub, not here, but like let's say you're at your house and you have one of those things and it's corded and you go to you draw your bath, you have your soap bombs in there, you got the candles going, and then for some reason your husband left the wet towel on the ground and you slip on it, and then your hand, because it's big and outstretched and you've been called big hand for your whole life, accidentally smacks the soap dispenser and you trip into the bathtub, but the soap dispenser mid-flight falls into the bathtub as well, and then it's
over.
Yeah, you're done. It's GG, dude. I mean, what?
I mean, who doesn't want a bath toast?
Yeah. What? Then you have your final bath, and your final moments is, holy shit, I'm dying because of an Amazon bot store soap dispenser, and oh shit, it's not even filled all the way.
So all right, the only time that a motion sensor should be used is in public restrooms. Personally, imagine your sink at home was one of those annoying motion sensor ones.
Yeah.
Kill me. I don't want that. That thing barely works. You got to find the sweet spot. It's always different per sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and I feel like, the AI discriminates against me or something. I'm not waving fast enough. My hand's not big enough or something.
Yeah.
It's dude.
What if you get a little schmutz on the sensor?
And then you gotta think about think about how the lasers is shooting into you, right? To be able to...
Cancer causing.
Yeah, is that gonna do anything to me? Shooting that beam of whatever that is at me? In my hand? What if I get arthritis or something?
Do you know what doesn't cause cancer or arthritis? Stainless steel.
Yeah. You know what doesn't cause cancer? Eating the soap. I don't know about this laser thing, man. I don't need any red lights beaming anything at me. I was just pick up the plastic and squirt it in my hands. Thanks.
God. Yeah, dude, screw those automatic ones.
Yeah, dude, I can't.
It's what if I only wanted a little soap? It always does the same amount, too.
That's true. It could waste soap. I didn't even think about it. You can't choose the amount. What if I got something that needs a lot of soap? Then I gotta yeah, and then it always has that waiting period, so it doesn't double soap you, and then you gotta wait even longer, right? Because you gotta keep swinging your hand in there.
It's you put your hand underneath it, right? And this has happened to me so many times, right? Put your hand underneath it, right? It dispenses a soap, and then you start pulling your hand away because you think it's done, and it squirts out just that tiny little bit that lands right on the counter. You're like, gotta pick that up now because I'm at somebody else's house.
Yeah.
Remember how a podcast episode ago we complained about complaining?
Yeah. This is just that.
We're there.
My girlfriend suggests the automatic soap dispenser, and I keep telling her no, and she's like, why? And I'm like, here's 30 minutes of audio. I'm just breaking it down.
I mean, can we think of any advantages of the automatic one? I guess the only one is you don't have to touch it.
But that's not even that much of an advantage.
It's like you're washing your hands anyways.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to pump it and then clean your hand.
Yeah. That's true. It should end with your hands clean regardless.
Exactly. That's what you want. That's the result.
I mean, if at the end of the day you just want a more aesthetic soap bottle, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just get an aesthetic looking soap bottle.
Just
so it doesn't have to be that ugly plastic with the sticker falling off from the 100 times we picked it up.
Just, like... Yeah, get a big, like, metal, or, not metal, but,
just a nice plastic one, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure they got a nice, squeezable plastic thing.
Yeah.
That you can still see the soap in, but it's in an aesthetic shape.
How do you feel about bar soap, though?
I don't really like bar soap that much.
Yeah. I used to be all about bar soap, but, the issue is that it always melts when you don't want it to. Like, you'll put it on the stand, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because it'll... melt.
I try to use as least soap as possible and just scrub myself with a decayed vegetable. That's what I do. Yeah, I have those. My girlfriend calls them sea penises, but they're the loofahs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like a inner fibrous vegetable thing, and I just scrub myself with that.
There you go.
Why even get the estrogen from the Dove soap bar? I don't need it. I'll just scrub myself. Yeah, I don't need those phthalates or whatever that bullshit is. I try to min-max my testosterone, bro. We live in a testosterone-oppressed world. I got the cotton underwear, scrub myself with the realistic natural vegetable that's decaying. Yeah, what the fuck?
Do you know, so like, here's the kind of soap I like. I like really strong smelling soap from like a grocery store. There's like a certain brand.
Yeah.
That I like using that smells like just really strong lavender.
Mm-hmm.
And like it doesn't feel too chemical, but it works.
Wow.
That's all you want.
Yeah, I was going to try some goat milk soap or whatever at some point.
I feel like that's a bad idea.
I don't think so.
Wouldn't your hands smell like goat milk and like rotting?
I have no idea.
I feel like it would.
I mean, they sell it everywhere, dude.
Goat milk soap?
Yeah.
Is it antibacterial?
I don't know enough about it, bro. Honestly, I just know that it's a more natural form of soap.
Just use Damascus Earth or whatever.
Dalmatian
yeah.
Earth or whatever. What I'll do is I'll just have a fire every day and I'll just make lye with the water.
There
ashes.
you go.
Yeah, and then I'll just wipe myself with that. Why even bother anymore?
Ashes.
Yeah.
Easy.
Make my own acidity so high if I leave it on for too long it'll burn my skin. I'm just gonna use that. Why even bother? Wasting my time with all these man-made soaps.
Dip your hands in some boiling water.
Yeah. These people don't know. They wouldn't know health if they saw it staring in their face. But me.
Alpha male.
I'm just outside in the fire pit.
Dustin, yeah.
Some guy wakes up to water his flowers in the morning and he just looks over. I'm completely naked, staring him in the eyes and wiping myself with ashes. It's like, oh my god. But he can't look away. He's just too engaged. He's like
trying to figure out what's going
on. How much of a man do I measure up to that guy?
Yeah. Wait a second. I need to fire.
Wait, he's suntanning his balls right now? That might be good for me. I got 5 mirrors. I'm holding him down there. Trying to get the right sunlight. Still looking at him.
Just do a little scratch. And
yeah. I lift one up.
Rotate.
Yeah. I have oil. Tanning oil I rub on him. I'm really working it in there.
You just use something. You got to use something like olive oil, just something natural.
Yeah.
Just straight out of a gallon tub.
Yeah. I get the really expensive olive oil. We'll slather my hands up. And I just. Guy's just watching me in awe. Goes into his house and he's sits down and has a midlife crisis. He's like, honey, I've been doing it wrong for years.
Next day you look in his driveway, he's got a Mustang.
Yeah, we're both doing the same thing. He asked me where I got the oil.
He knocks on the door.
Yeah. He's like, teach me your ways. I pass him the Sigma male grind chart. And like 5 hours of ASMRs I listen to every night.
That first one's the goat.
Yeah.
Now you just send him a link to Roving Slant.
Yeah. Oh my god. I give him the Sigma male grind schedule. I give him like Foraging for Berries Guide 101.
God. Dude, the algorithm listens to us, by the way.
Does it, yeah?
I got a video that was how to start foraging 101.
Oh my goodness. Amazing.
I don't look up any of this, but all of a sudden I'm getting foraging videos.
Yeah, I don't think Google can keep up with me anymore because my I change every week what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And by the time they're showing me the thing I'm interested in, I'm already on the next thing. They're like, "Oh, you're really interested in artificial intelligence?" And like the next week, I'm just like, "Nah, dude, Bible this week. What are you talking about?"
Jesus, please.
Yeah, manifesting my sixth sense,
Yeah.
the celestial power. Oh, you're really interested in horoscopes? Nah, dude, that was like 2 days ago. I'm changing.
God.
I'm already back to tarot, dude.
The poor algorithm.
Yeah, the algorithm can't keep up. It's like, this man!
Dude, imagine they have one of those going for everybody.
Yeah, it's true.
For some reason.
Well, they make money, so gotta be able to sell stuff, dude. They gotta show me all these weird protocols on 4chan, otherwise I wouldn't be buying these stupid pills that just make my urine more expensive.
It's a good way of putting it, you know.
That's basically what it is.
So, I mean, like, with the fungus cleanse, like, where do you go from here?
Honestly, I don't know. I guess I gotta wait a couple months and see what other kooky shit they roll out. And then I'll be like, dude, I'll get 3 bottles of this stuff I need and try that out.
It's just...
Do I feel any different, or... I think I just need to be doing weird things in my life to be entertained. And so I'm just... But also, I will not rest as far as trying different things.
Hopefully that doesn't stop the podcast for a second.
But people are like... I feel like I see so many people... in different ways that just stop. This reminds me of that, like, the 2 guys mining and the one dude...
the diamonds,
The one dude
gambling.
Stopped. Yeah.
Oh. When I was at the casino, I was like, guys, this is us right now. And I showed them the image of, we're right there. Guys, just let me do $105.
Yeah, I just, I think about that and I'm like, dude, I just gotta keep doing things because at some point I'm gonna stumble on some. I already got the cure for cancer. It's done. It's baking soda. That's what it is. In case anybody needs to cure their cancer, just start drinking baking soda. Yeah, that's it.
Easy money.
Because cancer is just the fungus in your body.
Oh.
If this podcast gets censored, it's because of that line right there. I'm telling you. I've watched at least 5 hours of random documentaries on fringe YouTube offshoot sites that talk about the cure for cancer. It's definitely gotta be baking soda. It's so simple and stupid that you would never believe it.
I think that was a question that, when I was young, I asked my dad, I'm like, what if, the cure is salt? Has anybody tried salt?
Yeah.
Just put salt on the cancer?
You know what? You were close, dude. It's sodium bicarbonate baking soda. So, you know what?
Damn.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
Some high alkaline. You can read the 1,000-year-old Indian manuscripts. It's the same thing. They knew the cure to cancer then. We know it now, but pharmacology needs to make money. So, you know what? Get your fucking cancer treatment. Get more cancer. Get the x-rays zapping more cancer into you.
There we go.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Get the really over-expensive cancer medication that costs $6,000 a bottle.
Yeah.
You do what you gotta do. Or you drink baking soda.
One of the two.
We're not medical licensed practitioners at all. Speaking of which, this is total random. If that cures your cancer, let me know. I gotta know. Second thing I want to mention, actually, this is before my epiphany here, or my next topic. But when I was reading that book on pills or whatever, he mentioned something really interesting that I'm curious about. So if at any point in your life somebody is in a coma for you, have them inject Valium into them. Because there's a story in the pill book I read that was talking about how they accidentally, it was for this guy's, he was in a coma for like a really long time, and he wasn't waking up, and they had to do a dental treatment on him. So they gave him Valium, like they would for like a dental treatment, and he fucking woke up. And so they were like, oh shit, and they tried doing it multiple times, and each time he would wake up whenever they gave him Valium from the coma, but he would only be awake for like a certain period of time, and he'd immediately go back into the coma. And so, and I don't know, nothing ever came of it. They didn't.
Is that the sleeping drug? Like,
I think I'm not sure. I believe it was Valium. I'm not sure. I may be wrong, but I thought that was really interesting. I was like, why aren't we injecting? But obviously they make a lot of money if somebody's down in the coma, right? I mean, there's no reason to heal you.
So basically, you got to find someone in the hospital.
Yeah. I mean, you ever play like the stupid, monetized waiting games like Capitalist or whatever?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Adventure
idle games. Yeah.
Cookie clicker.
Yeah, think about it. Like for for the hospital, it's the same thing. You get somebody in a bed that's in a coma, and they're just generating money for you. That's like static income, right?
You just bought 2 more clickers.
Yeah. If you send somebody home with medications that give them more side effects than solving the problem, they're going to be a repeat customer, dude. That's it. You're literally just playing Adventure Capitalist, but with the
real
medical
life
system. Yeah. Like, oh, what? You give somebody a surgery, but you accidentally nick a little bit of the wrong area with the scalpel? Like, boom. Next guy comes back in 5 months later for a different problem. Yeah, money. You got to train your doctors, but they got to think they're healing people, and it'll just be way worse. Don't treat the cause of the problem. Just treat the problem. But anyways, speaking of doctors, medicine, pills, all that stuff, I was thinking about it. So this studio here is adjacent to a hospital.
Yeah.
And I was thinking I realized there's a little bit of irony in it, because you would think that this would be the safest place to be, right? You would think that by being in such close proximity to a hospital, like you could literally drag yourself, you could crawl to the hospital.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be that big a deal. And so I was thinking, it actually isn't the safest place to be. And the reason is because everybody that has problems that needs to get to the hospital fast rushes and breaks traffic laws to get to the hospital.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of times where I'm driving here and like the short, like 10, 15 minutes it takes me to get here. And like, I'll be in the left turn lane, and somebody 5 cars behind me will pull out of the left turn lane and make the left turn to get to the hospital.
Jesus.
And there's just not only reckless driving, but everything. So if you're not paying attention, you don't have your wits about you, you're potentially in a dangerous situation. And even worse, the worst part about it as well is that not only are people trying to rush to the hospital, there's like a higher case of like ambulances that are making everybody get over and stuff like that. But you also have to remember the people that frequent the hospital like every day, like Sunday church, are old people. And old people notoriously can't drive. All their senses are diminishing. Dementia's rising. Alzheimer is on an all-time high, dude. Like those people are even more dangerous drivers than like young people that are YOLOing life. So this is actually the most dangerous place to be.
YOLO and going to the hospital.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of impressive. Jesus. Consider it from that perspective. You gotta deal with the old people, the sick people, the people that are dying people. Everyone's rushing.
Every kind of people.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
yeah, if you want to die, just walk over to the hospital real quick.
Yeah, be like, I have a problem. I have anxiety. Can you? Give me like 50 milligram Adderall prescription.
Oh, sorry, sir. You got super bovid.
Yeah. Oh man. Here, give me that PCR cycle test. Oh, the first one didn't work. Give me like another 5. If one of those is positive, give me some drugs for it, and give me like a doctor's note, so I don't gotta work for the next 5 weeks.
Speaking of drugs to fix COVID,
yeah,
I couldn't even. I called my doctor to try to get monoclonal antibodies. Yeah. Like, we only give that to old people. It's like, well, all right. You wouldn't rather have me go back to, like, work and help the economy or anything? You just...
Nah, dude.
I'm a working class hoe.
Antibodies useless. Go down to the Goodwill, get a couple mirrors, go stand outside naked.
I tell you what.
That's going to heal you more.
I was basically doing that. I was laying in my hammock with shorts on, no shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Worked pretty well.
You know, I don't think I'm being stupid about this. There's something in my head that routinely dislikes the medical system the more I think about it. And I don't think I'm crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't like it either. But,
like, I mean, just imagine, right? Like, we already agree that, like, going outside and getting fresh air is, like, positive to mental health as well as physical health. But imagine you're sick, and then you're forced in close proximity to, like, a bunch of other sick people, and then you're, like, in a building and not outside.
Yeah.
That seems, like, completely antithetical to healing somebody.
You know what I just thought of? This podcast. This is completely breaking everything that you were just saying.
It doesn't matter.
I know. But deep down it does.
We're not on topic.
What if, like, we're part of a brain, right? And I'm the analytical side that, like, does stuff in a lot of, like, reality. Every so often I'll break off. But then you're, like, the creative part of the brain that, like, has all these thoughts and stuff. And so, like, we're just one body. You know?
Yeah. We're unifying right now on this podcast.
I was just thinking, I'm like, I just talked about, like, an episode or whatever, and you're like, I don't trust the medical system.
Don't get me started about the moon landing. I watch cumulatively 6 hours of the moon landing hoax documentaries, bro. And you know what? They make a good point. You either trust the government or you don't, buddy. Pick your camp. Be consistent.
Well, you're talking about that. I'm like, on episode 526 of Family Guy, this happened. Like,
like, you wouldn't believe me, but if you look at the shadows of these rocks and consider how far away the sun is, according to these rocks.
What's wacky, though, is that you did the moon landing stuff, and I did the opposite. I found evidence of the moon landing being more real. Due to the shadows of the astronauts, and then also the effect the moon has on the Earth. So the moon at least exists.
You know, I'm not even sure it exists, dude.
You look into the sky, you're like, that's holograms.
I can't prove it. Honestly, we're just on a firmament. It's just a flat plane, and we're looking up at a half-transparent, like, fucking disc. I don't believe it, dude. As soon as 3D printing gets good enough and I can send my own space mission up there, little rockets and cameras... Then we'll know.
You're gonna be like those people in the Flat Earth documentary that.
Dude, I'm gonna make the next Flat Earth documentary. I'm gonna combine every hoax. I'm gonna be like, so not only the shadows here, but then you consider like the plane of the Earth and the magnetic energy that generates from the fact that all the orphans at some point were depopulated and we needed to repopulate the Earth.
The orphans.
And then there's a specific key moment when you think about the orphans. You think about the Sandy Hook shooting. Okay, there's something wrong with the Sandy Hook. It doesn't seem like it really happened. There's people that are still alive that look like the people that were from the Sandy Hook shooting.
So I was talking to a guy at work, okay?
About that.
It's about conspiracy theories. You'll love this, okay? All right. So basically, it's called Operation Hijo. Okay? And so it was military operation where they sent people into Antarctica during, like, World War II. Okay? They have video of a bunch of this stuff. But essentially, the commander there comes back and says, like, yeah, so the Nazis are talking to aliens, and I made a deal with the aliens so that way we can not get abducted, but only in certain areas that people are allowed to get abducted. And this is just like a public video that exists. What do you think of that?
You know, it's pretty interesting. I've been reading about the Antarctica stuff more and more, and I think that's where all the remaining dinosaurs are, and then it's actually not a giant plot of ice. It's actually just a real... like area that they're keeping everyone out of because routinely a bunch of high government officials seem to make trips there, but they never talk about the fact that they made trips there. So, you know what? There's a lot of perspectives we got going on. Okay, here I'm battling with all of them, okay? Yeah, I either consider the parasite cleanse perspective, which is that there's actually a bunch of, like, ancient temples with trapped rooms that people are trying to run into to drink random vials of mysterious liquid. Yeah, and they're routinely dying and getting weird infections and stuff. I can view the perspective of the Admiral Byrd conspiracy, that this guy who is an admiral wrote a diary about going down there and it's a lush environment where it's, like, keeping the like remaining advanced humans that we don't talk about because we're whatever. That one, or we could go down the perspective of like dinosaurs are there and it's actually like there's livable area, but everybody's keeping it from us because that's like the cure for I don't know all the rich. There's so many, or hollow Earth theory. Yeah, it's just hollow and.
Yeah.
What am I to believe?
And
I gotta go there myself.
Every single time that somebody takes some kind of psychedelic drug, they're actually talking to another dimension that's connected to our current dimension.
Oh my god. And on top of it, there's also the biblical story that like that all the people that are evil in the world are taking directions from people that are calling themselves aliens, but are actually just the fallen angels of God, and the Bible was entirely right the entire time, and Lucifer has just been orchestrating everything to begin with.
Wow.
I mean, how am I supposed to know what's real, dude? All I gotta
don't. That's the thing.
I'm just gonna keep generating voluptuous, big-breasted images of girls with my AI, and the rest of the world is gonna happen around me. That's what's gonna happen.
You have to... Can you do... So, like... Now this is just a request, okay? I have to know.
Yeah.
You ever see? Now this is gonna be, yeah. So basically, you ever see like a picture of like a girl with a really big clit, like to the point where it's basically a small penis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think the AI can generate that? Do you think there's enough images of that it'll be like, oh, I know what you're talking about?
I don't think so. It seems like the AI currently in its current form wasn't trained on porn, but 4chan is working on that right now.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, within days of that thing being leaked, people were like, yeah, I'm already like running a rig of multiple graphics cards to be able to train it on all the like porn image sites. Which, you know, I don't know if I care that much about that. I'm realizing after doing this more and more that the AI is pretty limited in scope. It can't generate guns very well for whatever reason. Like machine guns, different types of guns. And it has weird limitations. I think it could be better trained in the future.
I think it's just what it digests, right?
Yeah, it depends on what images they even sent it. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to look at the image set. I'd have to actually know something about neural networks. I'm just I'm a cyberspace jockey.
Yeah.
A cowboy wrangling through, just trying to figure out how to do all this Python stuff I'm not good at.
Yeah. Damn. Well,
Yeah. Anyways.
Time. So yeah, no, I just was curious, like, because I was like, well, like, obviously somebody put in a lot of like pictures of boobs.
Yeah.
But has anyone put any big pictures of big
pictures
big clits?
Of big clits, big clit energy? I don't know.
I doubt it.
But I bet. So like one of the other impressive aspects isn't just the text image thing where you have a prompt, but it's also you can do image to image where you give it an image and then you give it like a prompt and then you try to generate another image from that.
Yeah.
So theoretically, if you could get it to generate like a actually reasonable picture of like a nude female with like that part being very visible, you could probably like draw in vague, big, elliptical circles in that area, and then you could like image to image it with like a prompt, and it could probably get pretty close to something like that if that's what you're into.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm into.
You want to be able to punch it like a punching bag. It flings back. You're like, damn.
But yeah, so
anyways, yeah, there's gonna be we've broken the 7th seal. Pornography. This is the next generation. So if you already have a problem with masturbation addiction, good luck.
It's over.
Yeah, you better start now before the AI generated porn gets good.
Oh, speaking of AI, Japan?
Yeah, what about them?
An entire country.
Yeah.
Do you see that? It was just some stupid, like, this is like some like BuzzFeed news type.
Oh yeah, give it to me. Give me that fucking spoon-fed content, dude. I need it.
Let me tell you, dude.
Drip feed it.
I slurped it. I slurped it good.
Yeah, you clicked on it.
But
gave them traffic.
I clicked on a YouTube video that someone clicked on the news article for it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But basically, they're like, hey, Japan youth, you're not drinking enough alcohol. You guys are ruining the economy, the alcohol economy, because less people in Japan are drinking.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, so like they're trying to now push alcohol to
That's really strange because I remember them not having like I mean, I think there's an age that you need to be to drink alcohol, but because of the honor in the society, they just allow you to buy
They
it
don't
at
ask
any
you.
age. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could buy it at any time. They just like you'll shame your entire family and be outcast.
Yeah.
Exiled if you drink it below the age, but
you can buy it if you want it, whatever.
You know, I really wonder why that is, because I know they have a lot of interesting flavors of like beer and stuff like that.
Well, supposedly it's just that people are like getting healthier, like just in general, like globally almost. People are just like saying like, you know what, don't really want to be obese and out of shape anymore.
Yeah, like I don't want the people are like, man, I don't want to be, relying on this stuff that doesn't make me feel good, or at least it does only temporarily. And the government's like, I need a bunch of imbeciles that I can push around, and I need men with more estrogen, so they're easier to control.
Have a sip of this, buddy.
Yeah, here, we're going to subsidize the things that are required to make alcohol. In fact, anybody can make alcohol now. You want to make 1,000 proof alcohol? Go ahead.
Have a swig.
Yeah, brother. Swig it up.
So, but, I just thought that was
honestly, that is interesting. It's interesting from the aspect of why does the government want to push it besides just the economical benefit? Why do people not want it as much? What things have changed that allow people to, do it less?
Yeah.
I mean, and then there's the whole aspects of, what that affects not only physically for people, but socially. Mm-hmm. I mean, Japan, I know, has a big, like, after work salary man goes to the bar to drink sake type thing. At least if the media is to be believed that I've consumed from Japan. Seems like,
Yeah, I mean, like, I believe that to be reality, but, in actual reality, it probably isn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
But, I guess, like, certain bars and stuff are closing down, right? So it's like, oh no, our economy. It's like, well,
yeah, and then also I know that there's been talks of like the declining birth rate, and obviously, people make more mistakes when they're inhibited a little bit in making those decisions.
Yeah, people need to drink more so that way they have more children.
Yeah, so you might, roll over and wake up in the morning and be like, man, that chick was uglier than I thought she was. Or vice versa, that guy is uglier than I thought he was.
Yeah.
He seemed pretty charming, but now that I look at him, I don't think I could date him.
Well, it's like, they could easily fix this, right?
Yeah.
You just allow anyone to come to Japan, offer alcohol, but don't sell condoms.
Yeah, if Japan wasn't so homogenized, I think that would work.
So, anyway.
Yeah, any final topics to close out? You got another BuzzFeed article in your mind?
Yeah. Just go to BuzzFeed.com. Let's just see what's going on.
Yeah, here. Let me see if they're even around. Yeah, we'll do this live.
Yeah.
Live reaction. Everything has been scripted up into this point.
Yep.
Are super intricate.
I can't believe that I mean, like, this is off script.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, just gonna preface this if it sucks. So, like, we just follow Facebook's algorithm, and you have a script writer that we have access to.
Yeah.
And we've been following that, and it's been pretty good. I mean, honestly, like, I think we've had some banger podcasts. It kind of takes the feedback back and goes like, oh yeah, here you go. Here's another one. Here's another script. So, I'd like to thank Mark Zuckerberg. He's a personal friend of mine.
Dude, honestly,
yeah,
I've read 50 headlines for this site already, and it's such trash that I really don't even want to pollute our viewers with it.
Can I just see it? I won't say any of them.
Sorry, here, I just closed it.
Oh, you closed out of BuzzFeed.com?
Yeah, go scroll through that. I have to spare you guys of how horrible and brain damaging every possible topic on this website is. I can't read any of those and think, man, I really want to learn more about this particular topic. Like, wow, somebody's being paid to sit down and write X amount of this particular thing every single day. It's honestly, it's almost sad and damaging, both mentally and spiritually. Don't even read it. I don't want to know. They're horrible.
I know, but I mean, I'm just looking at this and I'm going like, I mean, what makes someone click on this, right?
I don't know. It's weird. It's almost, it's if,
It's like that it's garbage, right? You can look at it and be like, that's trash.
I don't know if people that look at this think that. And I'm not, like, trying to disparage them. I mean, maybe they just got, like, fungus in their brain and they're not solving
Maybe they got parasites.
Yeah, maybe they have parasites and the parasites are like, this content good. Give me dopamine.
We need to did you ever read, like, Clickhole, though?
I think I have.
Clickhole is like the Onion's version of BuzzFeed.
Okay.
Clickhole's funny. Like, if you read some of those are actually really good.
Honestly, the Babylon Bee, that stuff, those are pretty funny, too.
Yeah.
All the Onion sites. But it almost... In a way, you're also getting the flip side, too. Because although those things are funny, it requires knowledge of how bad the things they're making fun of are.
Yeah.
So in the way, you're still consuming the content of the bad sites. You're just in reverse.
You're sarcastically consuming the content now.
Like, dog, you gotta stop. No, it is fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to simulate the tragedy.
Yeah, so...
And get the dopamine from that tragedy.
Do you want to go get some dopamine?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, just like
let's
just go, like, I don't know,
dude. Anything. I need it.
You want to read BuzzFeed together?
Let's do it.
Let's go.